Welcome to today's Ripple News on the Coins Have Arrived YouTube channel. Today, I have the latest updates on Ripple to share with you. The content of today's video includes the following main news. 1. Ripple, XRP, continues to fund pro-crypto US presidential candidates with $25 million donation. 2. Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse predicts XRP, Solana, and Cardano ETFs, consensus 2024. 3. Ripple CEO calls for clear US crypto regulation. Details. Now, let's watch the news in this video. Ripple, XRP, continues to fund pro-crypto US presidential candidates with $25 million donation. Ripple recently announced a $25 million contribution to the Fair Shake Super Political Action Committee, PAC, to support pro-cryptocurrency candidates in the 2024 US election. This amount adds to the $25 million Ripple donated to Fair Shake last year. The SEC's method of regulating cryptocurrency through enforcement has failed, Ripple stated on Wednesday. It is time for America to take action. Ripple is proud to invest in this effort and contribute to building a positive regulatory environment for cryptocurrency in the US. Ripple also emphasized that the 2024 election will be decisive for the cryptocurrency industry, impacting future financial and technological innovation. Ripple and the cryptocurrency industry will not remain silent while unelected regulators try to stifle the innovation and economic growth that millions of Americans benefit from, said Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. The cryptocurrency industry intends to continue investing heavily in this effort until we see meaningful change. Ripple has been in conflict with the SEC for years after the agency accused the company of raising $1.3 billion through the sale of XRP, which it considers unregistered securities. Cryptocurrency has become one of the key issues in the upcoming US election, with the industry and the crypto community pushing for a more crypto-friendly government. Former US President and current Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has shown support for cryptocurrency, stating that he is very positive and open to crypto companies. Last week, Trump began accepting campaign donations in cryptocurrency. In support of Trump, U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis, Republican Wyoming, said she is building a pro-crypto coalition in Congress. More than one-fifth of voters in some key states, including Michigan, Ohio, and Montana, said they will pay attention to the candidate's stance on cryptocurrency, according to a DCG poll earlier this month. Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse foresees XRP, Solana, Cardano ETFs, consensus 2024, it's only a matter of time, the CEO of Ripple said on stage at Consensus 2024 in Austin, Texas. More crypto exchange-traded funds, ETFs, are coming, following approval of spot Bitcoin, BTC, ETFs and progress on ones designed to hold Ethereum's Ether, ETH, predicts the CEO of Ripple. I think it's just a matter of time, and it's inevitable there's gonna be an XRP ETF, there's gonna be a Solana, SOL, ETF, there's gonna be a Cardano, ADA ETF, and that's great, he said. Ripple is closely linked to XRP. Recently, Ether ETFs made abrupt and unexpected progress, with key filings being approved by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Final approval is needed before they can begin trading. Cathie Wood, the CEO of ARK Invest, also said during Consensus that these Ether ETFs were approved because crypto is now an election issue. Garlinghouse said that there will be a significant regulatory approval process before these are approved, but in the end these will be speed bumps. Garlinghouse also railed against what he perceives as a lack of regulatory clarity from Washington. SEC Chair Gary Gensler has been called to Congress, and when asked if Ether is a security, he won't answer the question. Yet, he insists that the rules are very clear and don't need updating. He said, in 2022, the SEC kept confidential emails and notes from William Hinnan's 2018 speech, which declared Ether not a security. Ripple, sued by the SEC, obtained access to these redacted documents, revealing extensive internal SEC discussions about Ether's status as a security. The U.S., the world's largest economy, represents, in Garlinghouse's opinion, the bottom decile of regulatory clarity. Somehow, Gensler believes that the Orange Grove tests from 70 to 80 years ago provide clear rules for crypto. he said, referring to the how he tests Floridian routes. It makes no sense and is a travesty because the SEC's stance has become such a political liability, affecting even the presidential race. Garlinghouse also mentioned that last year 75% of Ripple's hiring was outside the US, and this year it's about 60%, with major offices in London, Geneva, and Singapore. The hiring trends reflect Ripple's focus on regulatory clarity and customer locations, he said. Getting the regulatory posture right in the United States is just critical, he concluded. Ripple's CEO calls for clear U.S. crypto regulation details. In a recent statement, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse highlighted the urgent need for the United States to develop clear and sensible regulations for the cryptocurrency industry, as the global crypto landscape continues to evolve. Garlinghouse highlights that the U.S. must not fall behind other leading economies that have already established comprehensive regulatory frameworks for digital assets. Garlinghouse's comments come at a time when the U.S. crypto industry is grappling with regulatory uncertainty, with the lack of clear guidelines stifling innovation within the sector. It's critical that the U.S. catch up with other leading economies and develop sensible and clear rules for crypto, Garlinghouse said. The Ripple CEO's call to action is not just about keeping pace with other economies, it is about taking the lead in shaping the future of global finance. The absence of clear regulations in the U.S. has led to numerous legal battles and significant uncertainty for crypto companies. Ripple itself is currently embroiled in a high-profile lawsuit with the SEC over the sales of XRP tokens. The lawsuit is presently in the remedies phase, with key filings submitted in this phase, and now the judge's decision is awaited. The SEC is seeking nearly $2 billion in fines, $876 million in disgorgement, $198 million in prejudgment interest, and a $876 million civil penalty, amounting to a total of $1.95 billion. The outcome of this phase is expected to set a precedent for the entire industry. As the crypto industry continues to mature, the need for sensible regulation becomes increasingly apparent. The U.S. has an opportunity to set a global standard for crypto regulation, but it must act swiftly. The message from Ripple's CEO is clear. It is time for the U.S. to step up and develop rules that reflect the innovation of the nascent crypto industry. Thank you for taking the time to watch and follow my entire video. If you found the Ripple News video interesting and useful, please hit the subscribe button to stay updated with the latest XRP news every day. If you have any questions or want me to make a video on a specific topic, please leave a comment below this video. I will respond to you immediately or make a video to address your needs. Thank you very much.